The superhero mindset to dating. I remember when I was single, everything that I thought I wanted and everything that I thought I could obtain in regards to dating was always in the future. Like, first I had to achieve all these things so that I could obtain the woman of my dreams. So, like, a very simple example, I thought I couldn't have a nice house unless I got the woman, and then the woman would help me design it. Then I could have nice things in my house and I could have a very welcoming home. And I thought that at the time I wasn't in great shape, that I needed to get in shape so then I could attract the woman of my dreams. I thought I needed to make a certain income level so that I could attract the woman of my dreams. And ultimately, because I didn't think that I had the body I wanted, I didn't think I made the money that I wanted, I didn't realize it, but I didn't love myself fully, and I didn't value myself because I thought I was less than, and I thought I could be doing better, and I looked at my peers, and some of them were doing substantially better than me, and I compared myself to them. And I saw that they were further along in the timeline, whether they were married, had children, whatever, and I wasn't where they were in terms of what I saw as achievement. And so that meant I was less than. And then one day, I realized that I could have whatever I wanted, and I could decide that I'm great right now if I decide to, if I change the stories. So instead of looking at all the things I didn't have, I started to look at the things that I could control right now that I could change if I wanted to. Very simply, to have a nice home. I mean, at the time I was doing very well, so I hired an interior designer, gave him however much money, and he designed a beautiful home. And so now I had the nice house. And I decided I wanted to be in shape, and at the time I was in awful shape. Well, I started walking, then I started running, and I went step by step. And then no matter what my weight was, how about I just decide to love my body as it is? And as long as I am trying and going along the journey to try to improve it, and I know that there's going to be things along the road that aren't always going to go straight like this, I can be proud of myself and I can love myself. And sometimes I'm going to choose ice cream and pizza, and sometimes I'm going to get heavier, and that's okay. Love it as it is, and I am valuable as I am. But then let's take this like a step further. When I talk about the superhero mindset, why can't we start achieving more? And what I realized was that motivation held me back. And what I meant by that is I started using motivation, and when I was motivated, that was the time I went into action. Only during motivation. When I was motivated, I worked out. When I was motivated, I ate better food. When I was motivated, I did things. But that was so slow. Instead, discipline. So if I'm motivated, not motivated, it didn't matter. I did the things that were getting me towards the things I wanted. So discipline. Every day at 9 a.m., go to the gym, whether you want to or not. Discipline. Eat healthy so your body looks the way you want it to. Discipline. Go make the house you want. You don't have to be motivated. Just go do it. And so then on top of this, the superhero mindset, you start getting all these stories. Hey, remember all those times I woke up at 9, didn't want to? Remember that time where I really didn't feel good, was super tired, and I still got to the gym, and then after it I felt great? And then you build these stories. And then remember that time where I ran a little bit further than I needed to? Remember that time where I beat a record in one of the exercises? Remember that time when I beat everyone in class? Remember the time when I was dying and I still went an extra 2 minutes when all I wanted to do was stop? And now you've got this Rolodex of stories of great things you've done. And you can even go back. Go back to when you were 12, when you were 30, 20, whatever. You've got these stories of you winning to remind yourself of how great you are. Instead of nitpicking of where you're at now, have a Rolodex of all the times you persevered and kicked ass. And now show up to dating like, I'm a superhero. I've done all these things. I've conquered all these fears. I've went through all this pain. And now I decide discipline. And once you get on this track of discipline, when you show up on dates, when you show up to men, they're going to see that you're a force, that you're a superhero, that you're Wonder Woman. And they're going to be like, woo. So you bring that with the personality you already have, having fun, and you can't be stopped. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be a force that can't be stopped. Something good happens to you, something bad happens to you. It doesn't matter. You're disciplined. Don't need to be motivated. You can go. Now, this doesn't mean, I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, what about my emotions? In times, we're going to use everything. We're not a one-dimensional being. In times when it serves you to be disciplined, for example, like for me, when I wanted to get in shape, I needed discipline, and emotion wasn't going to help me because most of my emotions were like, I don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to go work out. So I didn't use my emotions. But then for something that wasn't as high a priority, I would use my emotions and then decide if I wanted to do it or not, or how I felt. And then I let feelings come into the equation. And that's what I would suggest you do, is prioritize the things that you want to accomplish, and then use discipline for the important things, and then maybe use emotion and motivation for the lower ranked things, and you're going to have a nice balance. All right, go get them. See you next video.